Finally, sensible looking patches. Not the horrible ones that I have down there. And I made them myself. So today, I'm going to take you through the process of how I made them. So please, stick around. Hi guys, welcome back to Farm Up. My name is Daniel and I'm very passionate about poultry farming. And on this channel, Farm Up, I teach you guys how to raise poultry in all the different aspects. Well, not all poultry, chickens in particular, yeah? I teach you how to raise chickens so that it's simple, easy, and you make more money in an easier way. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please hit that subscribe button and don't forget to hit that notification bell. That way you don't miss out on anything that I put up on the channel. Now, if you guys can notice, I have patches in this chicken house. These are patches where you see the birds standing right now. I think it's called roasting in the night, yeah? So these are patches, but they suck. They are old, and I made them when I had very little money. And I had very little experience in poultry farming. But right now, I'm not as naive, I'm not as new in the thing, and I know how to do it better. But if you're thinking, what's the purpose of patches? Well, if you can see, there are some birds on the patches right now. And then there are other birds that are feeding right now. Now, the purpose of these patches varies. Number one, it's used for roosting in the night. Birds naturally don't like to sleep down on the floor. So they will climb up and sleep on these patches in the night. Number two, these patches are very important for the less competitive birds. Just like in any population, there's a pecking order from the top to the bottom. I think pecking order really came from chickens. And the ones at the bottom are pecked by the other birds. So you'll constantly notice them running around, trying to look for places where to hide. If you don't put patches, then those birds are going to be eaten to death. Now what helps is that when the birds are feeding, usually, all the attention of the birds is on the feeds. So these birds too can go down and try to feed. But when they are not feeding and the birds are bored, the feeds are done and they are trying to scratch around, then they direct all their attention to the birds that are down the pecking order. And then it also helps the birds exercise their natural desire to fly, they get up and down. But these patches are pathetic. Number one, they were quite expensive for me. Each of them probably cost me around a bit less than $1, but that's quite expensive compared to what I'm going to be making, the new ones. Number two, they are poorly placed, yeah? If you can notice the altitude and the position, I place them all randomly throughout the house. That means maneuvering through the chicken house is very difficult. So many times I'll just be walking and walk into one. The number three, I did not know that you're not supposed to put patches at different levels inside the chicken house. So what happens is that if you have patches at different levels, birds are naturally going to want to roost on the higher level. The birds will compete for the higher level. So what are you supposed to do? Put all the patches at the same level to inhibit or remove all that competition. So we're going to go up on the upper floor where I'm going to make new patches for the new birds that are going to come in, and I'm going to take you guys through the steps of making these new patches. Now, if you guys have been following my channel, even for just a very short time, you'll know that I'm not a lazy ass, yeah? I don't sit down and just watch people do work. So today I'm going to be getting my hands dirty. So as you can see, we already have the pieces of timber that we're going to use. They're actually quite heavy. I think it's because they are still wet, they're not very dry. As you guys can notice, there is, I don't know what this is called, it's grass, but rice was harvested and this is what remained. I don't know what that leftover is called. Please comment below, tell me its name so that I stop calling it grass. I'm tired of calling it grass. So it's scattered all over here because we need it to dry in a place where it won't be interrupted by the other chickens. So you might be thinking, why on earth am I making the patches right now? Well, it's because I've learned making patches, any kind of noise, any kind of distraction affects the productivity of the birds. That's what I did for the lower section. The birds that are there, they got stressed out, and for 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, the production is going to reduce, and any kind of reduction is money lost, yeah? So this time I want to do it early. So as you guys can see and already know, I have my pieces of timber here, then I have a hammer, okay? Then I have a hand saw which I'm going to be using. Then I have nails, and all those things. So what I'm going to be doing is that, as you guys can see, we have these two poles, this and this. I'm going to be putting the patches in between here. First things first, these pieces of timber are a bit short. As you can see, they won't be moving from here to the very end of the other pole. So what I'm going to do is that I'm first going to be joining them, then after I'll be cutting off the extra length. So I'm going to be using nails here. These are 2-inch nails. These pieces of timber are around 2 inches in length, yeah? Then this should be less than, and this should be 1 inch in thickness, yeah? So I'm just going to be putting them together using 2-inch nails. Okay, now that we are done, I'm just going to measure the length from this pole to this, and then I'll just be cutting off the extra length. So this is going to be cut off from around here. Oh, I have a chicken that has come up here. It's one of our chickens here. I think it's looking for rice. I told you guys these are rice, I don't know, rice things. So it should have a few seeds of rice, which I'm sure the chicken is looking for. I'll let it do its business. I'll disinfect this place 2 times before I bring in my bags. So I'm not really worried about this. So guys, as you can see, one of the roasting patches is done. So we are left with 1, 2, 3, but they are very easy to do. So I'm not going to bore you guys. I'm just going to get my hammer, get my everything, and continue with work. I'll get back to you guys later. So guys, I'm moving to the last one. As you can see, I've done 1, 2, 3. This will be the 4th one. But I can't promise you that I'm not tired. I'm so tired. But well, we gotta work. By the way, I just been thinking, isn't it strange that there are people who have a problem with the fact that I work very hard? That's quite strange. Someone just told me, you overwork. You should slow down. Every time you come here, you're working. And I'm thinking, okay, isn't that strange? Guys, people will have a problem with everything you do. Yeah? So if I was doing no work and I was lazy, people would be like, hey, the guy is too lazy. Now I've picked my ass up and I'm really working, and people are complaining that I overwork. That's their problem. Let's keep on working. By the way, if you guys have a really keen eye, you'll notice that the patches I've made last are the best. They kept getting better as I moved on. Why? Because we are human beings and we are intelligent. We have to learn. We have the ability to learn. So the first one wasn't the best. The second one was a bit better. The third one was way better. So I think I'm going to do this one just like I did the very last one. Finally, we are done. I'm so tired, very tired, but we are done. Thanks be to God. So as you guys can see, 1, 2, 3, 4. We've made 4 rows of roasting patches. And actually, they're not just 4. Each one has 3. 1, 2, 3. 4 times 3, 12. So these are 12 roasting patches. And as you can see, the way this structure was built is that on the upper section, I actually have poles to do supporting of the structure. And what will happen with the birds? Once the birds start climbing here, their heads will tell them, go higher. So they will climb here, and they will move all along on the upper section of the birds. So I'm going to have less trouble this time. What happened with the lower section is that I was a bit naive at the beginning, and I didn't know where to put the birds. So at night, there were no roosting patches, and the birds would congregate together, sleep together, and many of them, or a few of them, suffocated. I lost quite a number of birds, probably 6, 7, due to suffocation, and I just didn't know what to do. So guys, if you have your birds suffocating in the night because they are sleeping together, put patches. This will do the trick. They prefer roosting here than sleeping down. So naturally they will climb onto this. And as you can see, these look way better than the ones down. And then my sides have a lot of space, so I can be walking around on the sides without walking into one of the roasting patches. Yeah, so that's very beautiful. So guys, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please don't forget to subscribe. Then watch more of my videos right here, and right here is the subscribe button. Hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching, and be blessed as you farm up. See you next time on the same channel.